Thank you. My name's Imron Hussein. I'm the president of Imron Corporation. Joining us today is Chris Grolmek. Chris Grolmek is the nation's leading expert on active shooters, and today we'll be talking about leveraging technology to prevent active shooters.
Thank you for having us, and we're very grateful to be here. The Active Shooter Prevention Project, humbled to be at the show and speaking here at ISC West. And I just tell you, talking about technology and active shooters, sometimes people believe that there's some type of misnomer that you can't be an active shooter. And what we're saying is we used to think active shooters could be prevented by responding faster, saving more lives. But we've actually learned lessons from the past 25 years, along with the FBI and several other people, that says we can leverage technology that's existing and prevent them as they go. Imagine a 0 to 8 minute scenario where somebody breaks out shooting or brandishing a firearm and determines to do harm to someone else. We can actually detect that firearm prior to. And with the appropriate technology, we can even determine who that person may be. We're going to switch out this microphone really quick.
So
thank you so much. By switching out technology, I've been in this business since 2007, and in 2010 I was involved in an active shooter in real time as a policeman. In 2012, I wrote my master's thesis on the phenomena of active shooters and how they are. And what I came to realize from an academic perspective was no one is prepared. And looking backwards in 2010, I realized I wasn't prepared. And even as a police officer on duty that day when somebody came and shot at me 168 times, we were not prepared to deal with that. And yet we had all their information in one of the systems. We knew where the person was probably going to be. We knew who the person was that would show up and came. And then we knew how that was going to happen. So if we would have leveraged knowing that information, we could have prevented it, and we would have never been here today. So I think that the future is yesterday, and it's time to leverage it for tomorrow.
Interesting. Okay. So you have a group. Maybe you could talk about your group just a little more.
Sure.
So the Active Shooter Prevention Project has a group of about 17 companies and 33 people, and all the principals combined have approximately 650 years of nothing but active shooter experience. So with my experience inside one and my lack of academic ability, besides a master's degree, that was by happenstance, we responded to quite a few tragedies. And without exploiting those tragedies, but rather finding solutions to honor the victims, we want to prevent the next ones. And I just want to clear up, prevention is so hard to measure, and people think that prevention is impossible. The fact is, not only can we prevent the people from committing the acts by early interdiction and intervening in their issues, but we can leverage other active control technologies to say, this person should be denied at a perimeter environment rather than inside the environment and hoping a policeman's going to go respond. If I told you that an active shooter happens at 0 minutes and ends at 8 minutes, historically, over a 25-year look back, how long do you think it takes for a police officer to get to that active shooter? 8+ minutes. You are the actual first responder. I'm the first responder. My family's the first responder. So if we're not doing all we can to leverage what's out there today to solve those problems, I don't want my child fighting somebody with a pistol or a rifle with a crayon. So instead, I can measure prevention by saying, hey, we're dropping the number of these events and we're going to reduce the lethality of them. And how do we do that? The fire code. It's that simple. We have standards. If you go into any building, go in here. We don't just have fire extinguishers on the wall that meet fire code. We have 69 years that we have not killed a child in a fire in a school because we got done killing children in fires in schools. So we have fire extinguishers, fire alarms, smoke detectors, fire annihilation systems, sprinklers. Your technologies, in fact, everyone's technology here do something. The key is finding what that something does together with other technologies and creating a whole solution that when you go in, it's almost invisible. It's transparent. It's not a prison that you're walking into. We don't want to make this a hardened area. If I asked you what's the most threatening building in the world, you would best guess be, like maybe somewhere in Washington, maybe the White House, right? The front door is unlocked, and they give tours to the public. And yet, it's the most dangerous place to go. So how do we do that? And our families work that too. The cost it takes to build a fire suppression system to be in fire code is about 20% of your build. I'm saying, and I know from numbers, I can make your place as active shooter resistant as it is fire resistant. And the goal is to keep moving these people, these evil doers, down the road to where there are no more roads for them to travel. And we've intervened so early that we've taken them off the pathway to violence, and we've gotten them the help that they need, instead of ending up with just a dead killer or our news story that's atrocious. 19 dead children, 2 dead teachers, 376 human beings, law enforcement officers that didn't react. But I'm a retired police officer. I'm not disparaging them. I'm saying they're humans, and maybe they need a new occupation. But I will tell you this. If we don't do it for the 19 dead children and the 2 teachers, we have very little things to move forward to do. And if we look historically back over 25 years, we've had a lot of these. We just need to understand they're very low probability, high impact events. And we may not have a fire, but boy, do we put a lot of fire code into buildings to make sure they're not there. And instead of just saying we want to attack guns, we don't attack lighters and matches. And yet we don't have a lot of fires. We don't attack just mental health. We need to attack and address the entire spectrum from left to right. And that's how we're going to get to a place called Never Here.
And that's fantastic. Chris, it's an honor to have you here. I'm also honored to have you as our keynote speaker for our upcoming summits. You'll be our keynote speaker for our Dallas event, which is October 16th, and our keynote speaker for the Indianapolis event, which is August 6th. So
more than grateful and humbled. I'm a shy person and afraid of public speaking, so it should be a good event. Either way. But we are very honored. We're humbled and flattered to be here. A very special thank you to ZKTeco to have us here, and thank you for allowing me to share the stage with you today.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you.